Tiger Knight Empire War. An interesting name for an interesting game. But what exactly is Tiger Knight Empire War? Hi, my name is Mr. Smarlonky and welcome to my introduction and gameplay overview of Tiger Knight Empire War. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I must disclose with you that this is indeed a sponsored video. That being said, my opinion is my own. When I asked my contact if there was anything specific I needed to do or say, they essentially said, do as you please. So that's exactly what I shall do. Back to the question at hand. What exactly is Tiger Knight Empire War? Tiger Knight Empire War is a combination of many things. At its core, it's a free-to-play multiplayer hack-and-slash game, but describing it as thus would do the game no justice. The term Oasis Games, the developer, uses themselves as action strategy PvP. The action part meaning the hack-and-slash combat. For those of you familiar with games like Mount & Blade and War of the Roses, the combat will feel very recognizable. And for those blasphemers among you who don't recognize those names, may your respective god have mercy upon your soul. The strategy part of the game can be closely compared to Dynasty Warriors. Besides controlling your own character, you have control of a number of troops who act as minions of a sort. Individually they are weak, but together they form a mighty army. What this game also is an early access title, meaning things are subject to change. The core of the game is there, but there are many incomplete things as well. Keep that in mind as we go through the video. The game places you in ancient China, circa 200 BC, where you will be able to control the forces of the Wei, Shu and Wu, the three kingdoms. The game won't just stick to China though. Soon Rome will be added as a playable faction too, with more to come. Each different faction focuses on different unit types. For example, the Wei have access to pike infantry and shock cavalry, whereas the Shu's focus lies on shielded infantry, ranged cavalry and crossbow infantry. If you've played any Total War Arena, this system will feel very familiar. As you play more battles, your troops will gain experience, which allows you to unlock better equipment for them, and ultimately a new unit and a new tier. What's interesting about the equipment, however, is that when you unlock a new item for your troops, you can not only equip it on them, but also on yourself. This includes their armor as well as their weapons. This way the game rewards you for mixing things up. Say you want to focus on melee combat but want a decent crossbow to fall back on. The more time you spend playing as a Shu, the better a crossbow you can get. The same goes for any other item in the game, including your mount. That being said, you unlock a standard mount at level 5, so you will always have a mount of some kind available to you. There's one final unit you can get on the battlefield that I have not mentioned thus far, your adjutant. This soldier is weaker than yourself but stronger than your other units. Each adjutant has different personal skills and unlocks different types of formations for your units to use. Now that you understand the essentials of the game, let's take a step back. Obviously watching this far into the video has gotten you interested, and you're now frantically downloading the game. So let me talk you through what happens when you first start with the game. Upon first starting, you will be asked to choose a skill level, after which you will be launched into the battle tutorials. You will learn the basics of blocking, attacking and archery, as well as how to command an army and capture strategic sites on the map. After completing the tutorials, you must create your character. As with most character creators originating from Asia, you won't lack for customization options. Every bit of the face can be customized, and if that wasn't enough for you, you also have the option to throw some paint on your face to really make you stand out. After customizing your superciliary features and eyeball color, you will have to choose the camp to start in. All this currently does is change your starting gear. No matter which camp you choose, you will still be able to use all the units of other camps as well. As soon as you've chosen your camp, you will find yourself in a new type of tutorial. This one aiming to teach you about all the various buttons you can press. And there's a lot of buttons. I recommend really paying attention here, as the amount of things the game will throw at you can be a little overwhelming, but once you know what everything does, it will start to feel more natural. The tutorials are finally done, and you're ready to play the game. When you first get into the game, there's only one game mode available, Command Mode Conquest. This is the most common game mode, a simple 5v5 where victory is achieved by killing either all the enemy generals or the AI-controlled marshal. As your general levels up in the game, you will start to unlock more game modes, like Duel Mode, which is a team deathmatch with sub-modes. Epic War, which is a PvE mode with several stages taking place in historical battles from the Three Kingdoms period, and Command Mode Siege, where the goal is to take or defend the city from the opposing team. That is not all, however. If you aim to get better at certain combat actions like parrying and archery, there are special training modes that will allow you to practice those actions. Achieve certain parameters set by the game and you will even get rewarded with in-game currency to spend on upgrades for your units and the like. Speaking of currencies, since this game is free to play, I think it only fair to have a look at their business model. As far as free-to-play games go, I think this game's business model is nothing if not fair. Almost every usable item in the game is available to buy for copper, the currency you obtain by playing the game, and not for a ludicrous price either. The only usable battle item that can only be bought with gold, the currency you buy with real money, is Miracle Healing, which allows you to revive a fallen general, but these only work in PvE game modes. Other usable items are used outside of battle, like the rename card that allows you to rename your character, or the extend barracks token that gives you extra slots in your barracks. All other items that can be bought with gold are cosmetic, and thus do not improve your general over others in any way. Gold can also be used to exchange unit prestige into free prestige, meaning you can use that prestige to unlock equipment for other units. This will allow people who spend money on the game to get the higher tiers faster, but seeing as how you play against people using a similar tier to yourself, this also doesn't give anyone any advantage in battle. Finally, there are a few units that can only be bought with gold, but these units aren't necessarily better than other units at a similar tier. They're mostly just an easier way to give yourself the opportunity to play at a higher level, as you can for example unlock the tier 8 unit, and then use that unit to play at a higher level even when your other units are still at a much lower tier. You might be worried that people will buy the tier 8 unit only to use its equipment in lower tier battles, but the developers thought about that too. If you're using tier 2 troops but are using tier 8 equipment, your equipment will get downscaled to make it fair on other players in your match. All in all, I think Tiger Knight Empire's War's business model is as fair as it gets with free-to-play games, and there isn't even a whiff of pay to win. Another aspect closely related to the free-to-play model is the rewards the game gives you. There's loads of things the game rewards you for that aren't even related to playing the actual game. Just logging on every day gives you a reward that gets better with each consecutive day, and within each day you get rewards for being online for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour and 2 hours. All these little things add up, making it a very pleasant experience even if you're not willing to spend a single penny on the game. That about covers the basics of Tiger Knight Empire War. I could keep talking about the game, but it'd be more fun to experience it yourself. Thus I've placed a link in the description to download the game yourself on Steam. To reiterate, the game is currently in early access, so there is always a chance of running into a bug or two, or features being changed over time. The game is being updated very frequently, with updates coming out up to several times a week. Oasis Games are hard at work to make the game the best it can be. Thank you all very much for watching this introduction and gameplay overview of Tiger Knight Empire War, and I hope to see you on the battlefield soon. If you like these types of videos, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I hope you've enjoyed, have a good day and goodbye.